Purport. Since Chitraketu was a devotee of Lord, he was not at all disturbed by the curse of Mother Parvati. He knew very well that one suffers or enjoys the results of one's past deeds as ordained by Daiva Netrena, superior authority, or the agents of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He know he knew that he had not committed any offense at the lotus feet of Lord Shiva or the goddess Parvati. Yet he had been punished. And this means that the punishment had been ordained. Thus the king did not mind it. A devotee is naturally so humble and meek that he accepts any conditions of life as a blessings from the Lord. Tatenukampam susamikshamana. Bhagavatam 10.14.8. A devotee always accepts punishment from anyone as the mercy of the Lord. If one lives in this conception of life, he sees whatever reverse occurs to be due to his past misdeeds, and therefore he never accuses anyone. On the contrary, he becomes increasingly attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because of his being purified by his suffering. Suffering, therefore, is also a process of purification. Srila Vishwanath Chakra Thakur says in the connection that one who has developed Krishna consciousness and who exists in love and with Krishna is no longer subject to suffering and happiness under the laws of karma. Indeed, he is beyond karma. The Brahma Samhita says, karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. A devotee is free from the reactions of his karma because he has taken to devotional service. The same principle is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Sagunan samatityaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who is engaged in devotional service has already been freed from the reaction of his material karma, and thus he immediately becomes Brahma Bhuta or transcendental. This is also expressed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Shiyanti chasya karmani. Before attaining the stage of love, one becomes free from all the results of karma. The Lord is very kind and affectionate towards his devotees, and therefore a devotee in any condition is not subjected to the result of karma. A devotee never aspires for the heavenly planets. The heavenly planets, liberation and hell are non different for a devotee, for he does not discriminate between different positions in the material world. A devotee is always eager to return home back to Godhead and remain there as the Lord's associate. This ambition becomes increasingly fervent in his heart, and therefore he does not care about material changes in his life. Srila Vishwanath Chakra Thakur comments that Maharaj Chitrakesu's being cursed by Parvati should be considered the mercy of the Lord. The Lord wanted Chitraketu to return to Godhead as soon as possible, and therefore he terminated all reactions of his past deeds, acting through the heart of Parvati, the Lord who is situated in everyone's heart. Cursed Chitraketu in order to end all his material reactions. Thus, Chitraketu became Vritrasur in his next life and returned home, back to Godhead. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथामृतं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखां नितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So it's my pleasure and honor to be here for the morning Shrimad Bhagavatam class. I was uh, we are discussing today from the Canto 6, chapter number 17, text uh, 16 and 17 is today's verse. Yes. So, uh, just before we discuss, like to explain the background of what's happening in this episode of the Srimad Bhagavatam. The episodes begin with the pastime or the story of a king named Maharaj Chitraketu. Maharaj Chitraketu had everything in life. He had wealth, he had opulence, he had 10 million wives. He was literally a crorepati. He had almost 1 crore wives. He kept on marrying because he did not have a child. Although he had everything, but still he was not happy. Why? That one thing in life was causing him disturbance. Many times in our life also, we may have everything. We may have the best of the partner, best of the wife, best of the house, best of the locality, best of the job. But that one thing in life, if we can't ignore, that becomes miserable, right? Many times people say, Prabhuji, we got a beautiful house, very nice locality, everything good. But Prabhuji, मच्छर बहुत है. There are too many mosquitoes. Or there may be an issue with water, or there may be the issue the locality, right? So we many times plan many things that okay, if I get this, I'll be happy, or if I have this, my life will be extraordinary. But that one thing, you know, that one thing people are not able to tolerate. There was a famous Hollywood actress. She was known for her beauty. She was known for her uh, attractive features. But one fine day, she saw her white gray hair, and that she couldn't tolerate, and she committed suicide. Now just imagine, she had so many hairs, but one hair caused her so much problem. And it is inevitable that as you grow old, there'll be white hairs. How much can you hide? How much, how many times you can make the white into black? But it is part of life. But when people don't accept the reality, then that becomes a big problem. So here also, Chitraketu Maharaj kept on trying, but he didn't have a child. Then he was so miserable that once when Angira Muni came and seeing his despondency, Angira Muni said, what happened? You look different. And he said, this is my problem. You are a sadhu. You are a saint. You can do miracles. Like in India, any railway station you go, कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम है तो है बाबा बंगाली. Everywhere they say, शादी नहीं हो रही, you're not getting job, you have financial problem, girlfriend problem, this problem. One point solution, Baba Bengali. Similarly, people also have strange expectations from sadhus, but that is not the fact because a sadhu is a well wisher. He will only give what is good for you, what is your ultimate benefit. And the ultimate benefit is Krishna consciousness. So Angira Muni could understand and he said that, okay, I will help you to get a child or a son. But then he said, you should know that the same son will be cause of your distress. The same happiness which you'll get will also cause distress. So then he said, no, 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 I'll be happy. You just bless me. And then he gave the kheer. Then he gave his prominent wife. Then she delivered a child. The child was named as Harshashok. And Harshashok was born. And he had so much harsha that it was no bound. And then he started giving more attention to his wife who gave the child. And then other's wife became envious and they gave poison to the child. And then the same child who was giving joy became the cause of the biggest pain, biggest heartbreak. The first he was miserable, now he became most miserable. You are having a child, loving, developing attachment to that boy, and then he's killed in front of you with the poison. What will be the predicament of that father? And he was in tears and tears and tears. He was crying, crying. And then again Narad Muni and Angira Muni comes and pacifies him. And after the pacification, they tell them, you are attached to this temporary body. Everybody is just changing bodies. We are not this body, we are soul. And so many lifetimes we have so many children, so many fathers, so many relatives. But we shouldn't focus on the eternal relation that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then hearing this, he could understand, yes, yes, yes. And then he started doing prayers and meditation. And then within few days, by the grace of Narad Muni, he got the darshan of Lord Shankarshan. And when he got the darshan of Lord Shankarshan, he offered him prayers. And then, by the grace of Lord Shankarshan, he was immediately transferred to the planet of Vidyadharas, where he had his own airplane and he was going with his entourage with beautiful people. And once, when he was going in this airplane, he saw Lord Shiva is giving a talk to a group of saints. He was giving a talk to a group of saints. He was giving a talk to a group of saints, and he saw that Lord Shiva is speaking and Mother Parvati is sitting on his lap and he's embracing her. And seeing that, he was astonished and he was amazed that how can the Supreme Lord is speaking to saintly people in this way. So he didn't have any bad feelings or he was not judging, but he just had a laugh and he was thinking that how can Lord Shiva do that? But he was actually not complaining, but he was kind of amazed that how can this happen? And then he spoke few words. I think in the past verses we see, you know, uh, herein we see that, he's speaking about that how Lord Shiva, the Supreme Master of general population, is the best of all living entities who have accepted material bodies. He enunciated the system of religion. Yet, how wonderful it is that he is embracing his wife Parvati in midst of an assembly of great sages. So all these things he said, and Lord Shiva, knowing the greatness of Maharaj Chitraketu, he didn't speak anything. He didn't took the offense. He just smiled. He just was silent, right? And then what happened? Mother Parvati took that offense. He said, "How can somebody insult my husband? Has he have the so much power that he can comment on the character of Lord Shiva, the Mahadev?" And then he curses that you are not fit to be a demigod, you are fit to be a demon. And that's how he becomes the powerful Vritrasur. So in this verse, let me read today's verse. Shukadev Goswami is telling this story, and then in the past verses, Parvati has cursed Chitraketu Maharaj, and immediately after the curse, he comes down from the airplane, and there he says, he's telling, "My dear mother, with my own folded hands together, I accept the curse upon me. I did not mind the curse, for happiness and distress are given by the demigods as a result of one's past deeds. So, the point which I am trying to tell is just imagine the life of Chitraketu Maharaj. Being a king, having a difficulty, having no child, then he gets a child, he's happy. Again, the problem, envy. The child is dead. Again, goes down. Again, he offers prayers. Again, the Lord appears. He's happy. The Lord gives him blessings. Again, he's now uplifted to the Siddhaloka, or he's becoming one of the Vidyadharas. And now again, he's flying in the plane and again curse. Can you imagine a life so much ups and downs? Every moment there is something happening, but in every moment he is Titapragya. He is equipoised. He is taking things in a positive way. And just imagine, I was just thinking our situation. If any such things happens, you're talking to a devotee and suddenly you speak something out of amazement or wonder, but a person takes in a different way and he becomes critical to you. How many of us would, you would take it in a positive way? Many of us, we are ready with, hey, I never told this. Why are you talking like this? This is not the way to talk. Have you forgotten Vaishnava etiquette? Who are you to curse? I know you do not have a problem, not have a power, all that things. But herein, that is a sign of a great devotee. Chitraketu Maharaj, immediately, without any questions, without any clarifications, respecting Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, immediately comes down and begs forgiveness. That is a sign of a great exalted Vaishnava. It is not easy. It is not easy. And that is why we see that Chitraketu Maharaj is such a great, great personality. He immediately accepted that, okay, I accept my mistake, accept the curse. And then in the future verses, he says that you are Mother Parvati, and whatever you say, I'll try to do like that. So this same personality, Shukadev Goswami, when he was narrating the pastime of Vitrasur, it was at that time Parikshit Maharaj being so eager. Just imagine a person has not slept for 7 days, 7 nights. He's not drink a drop of water, not eaten anything, completely alert, and he's asking, how can a demon be so devotional, such a great devotee, that he is telling Indra, you kill me, you will win, but I will go to the kingdom of God. Who is this demon? And then he says the story of Chitraketu Maharaj. Right? So in that section, Shukadev Goswami speaks this beautiful verse. He says, Muktanam api siddhanam narayana parayana sudurlabha prashantatma kotishva api mahamuni. He says, O great sage, among many millions who are liberated and perfect in knowledge of liberation, one may be devoted of Lord Narayan. One may be a devotee of Lord Narayan or Krishna. Such devotees who are fully peaceful are extremely rare. So we see Chitraketu Maharaj so peaceful. For us, if just somebody tells a small thing, we become agitated. We are so agitated that whole life we make him a demon. We'll never talk to him. Right? People take things so personally. One comment, one insult, and that is enough. Right? So, but where we see Chitraketu Maharaj so peaceful, so self-composed, so equipoised. Another verse which says, Narayana para sarve na kutaschana bibhyate swarga apaparga narkeshu apitulyartha darshana. So he says that devotees are so rare. Then the next verse he says, Devotees solely engage in devotional service. They are not at all bothered whether I will be in hell or heaven. I just want to serve devotees. So in this situation, he was enjoying in the heavenly planet, but immediately was cursed to again become a demon. No response. He's like, okay, Narayana Parayana. I am perfectly fine because I am constantly remembering or chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So a devotee is only interested, let me serve. Let me serve my spiritual master. Let me try to serve the devotees. Let me try to serve the mission. Right? It was Srila Prabhupada who always told us that the most important thing for us is to service to the devotees, service to the Vaishnavas. And that is the most important jewel or the wealth. Prema dhana bina nahi daritra jivan. Das karo vetan more deha prema dhan. He's saying prema dhana vina nahi daridra jivan. Till the time I don't get love of God, every activity is just waste of time. It is good for nothing. So he's telling great Vaishnavas, Lord Hari, that dasa karo vetan more deha pedan. I am ready to eagerly serve Krishna and his devotees, but I will not I want salary. What is salary? Not $10,000, 15,000 pounds. Salary is dasa karo vetan deho deho premadan. Give me prem, give me love of Krishna. That love of Krishna. And how, from where do we get love for Krishna? Through serving a devotee. Krishna se tomara Krishna dite paro. Tomara shakati ache. Only a great devotee of the Lord, he can do this. So coming back to this episode, we see how this whole episode of Chitraketu Maharaj was a constant, ups and downs situation. So many times when we do something good or when everything is going good in our life, we think, I am so capable, I am so smart, I am so full of so many beautiful qualities. I can do everything, I can conquer the world, right? But when something goes wrong, when things are not in our control, then what happens? I am not the doer, Krishna is the doer. It is Krishna who is trying to cause me trouble. He is Krishna. The problem is because of him, not because of me. When everything is good, I am the doer. When everything is bad, why did God do this to me? What wrong I have done? The famous question, why do bad things happen to good people? हाँ? मैं तो इतना अच्छा था. I have always done great. I do charity. I do everything nice. But why? Why this? Why God is so cruel? Right? People ask this question. Right? The famous tennis star, his name was Arthur Ashe. He was a famous Wimbledon player and he had many victories. And at some point of time, at a very young age, he got detected with terminal illness. And because of that, very soon he was about to die. And when this news came in the media, everybody was like, oh my God, the superstar, the celebrity, the famous sports star, the fan of millions and millions of heart, how can he die? And then people started asking him questions that you always did nice things, you always did good things. Why God this to you? Why did this happen to you? And this personality, he's not a devotee, but he gave an extraordinary answer. He said, he said every year 5 lakh people they start playing tennis. And out of this 5 lakh, 50,000 actually start getting trained into professional trainers. And out of this 50,000, only 5,000 actually appear in Grand Slam or tournaments like that. And out of that 5,000, only only 50 qualified for Wimbledon. And out of the 50, four come in semi-finals, two come in finals, and one wins the trophy. And he said, year after year, I got this chance to win the trophy. That time I did not ask, why only me? How can I ask this today? So when name comes, when fame comes, when money comes, when privilege comes, when everything comes, we say, yeah, it's for me. I did the hard work. But when it comes, when something wrong happens, that is the time we remember Krishna. Oh, Krishna. As Prabhupada says in this purport, oh, it is because of my past deeds. Oh, it is my karma. Right? So that is the reason we should always remember that Krishna is a controller, Krishna is a doer, and everything is happening by the power of time and power of Krishna. It's amazing to see that how Krishna's power or how Krishna's way of working is amazing. Recently, I don't know whether you know this, there's a wildfire in Los Angeles. More than thousands and thousands of houses burnt. So many people died, many people injured, many people lost home, right? But few days before, there was a famous award ceremony of Hollywood. It was a Golden Globe Award or something like that. And there was one clip of that video which went viral on social media. What was happened is in that award ceremony, the MC, the master of ceremony, this lady, she was saying that who is the most powerful person in this world? Please vote. The most powerful person in this world. Please vote. And then all the people voted. The number one votes were got to actors and cast or crew members, like people who are celebrities because they have so much fame, they have so much power, so much money. The second most powerful or influential people, the second votes were given or got to mothers. Our mothers are doing so much like that. And third category, which got zero vote, was God. And the lady, she said, welcome to the godless country. Welcome to a state which is godless. And we are so proud that we don't do this and we don't believe in God. And she was boasting like this, and the next day this happened. And the next day when this happened, everybody is saying, oh my God, oh my God. All the videos are talking, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Although, whatever happened is an extremely bad thing. And as devotees of Krishna, we offered prayers. Actually, one of our yoga group devotees was talking to me and he said, oh Prabhu, this happened. I said, let's do a kirtan and dedicate this as a prayer. And one of our famous kirtan celebrity devotee, Radhika Ranjan Prabhu, offered kirtan also. So I was just telling that as devotees we should offer prayers and we should have soft corner. But then when people have so much arrogance, every moment they're just saying there is no God, godless civilization, godless country, godless state, then Krishna is also powerful. And Krishna will show that who is the real boss. So we should always remember that Krishna is always in control. But the problem today is people are so much in their own world that people don't know that Krishna's power exists. There is something called karma. There's something called of law of karma. So people just want to do bad, but when something bad comes to them, they say why this happened to them, right? So there is the power, law of karma. So in our Gita course, we have heard there is three types of karma. One is good karma, one is bad karma, and third is akarma or vikarma, I don't know. So when we do good karma, we do something good, we get pious credits, we go to the swarga. When we do bad karma, we go to the hell to suffer. But when we do akarma, or that means karma, which is beyond this world, for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then we get no reactions. As Krishna tells in the Gita, that everybody has to do is destined work or fruitive activities. And for every action, you get a reaction. If you do good, you get good reaction. If you do bad, you get bad reaction. But the question is, when you do it for Krishna, you are beyond the cycle of karma. Right? The example is given as uh, a normal person, when he goes and he kills anybody, he'll be put to jail. Right? But the same normal person, when he's trained in military forces and when he goes on the border, when he fights for the country, he gets a gold medal. Now the activity is same. He has also a gun, he is also shooting, he is also killing, people are dying, but here the reward is different. Why? Because he's doing on behalf of the government. Similarly, Krishna is telling that you do it on behalf of me. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhacha. You want to fight? Remember me and fight. I will make sure. I will make sure you be victorious. I will take care of the karma. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam rajaha. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishami masucha. You want to do karma? Do it for me. Do it. Do. If you want to follow dharma, do it for me. Live up. Give up all so-called religion. Just surrender into me. I will take care of you. I will take care of all your sinful reactions. I will take care of you all your karma. And in this way, I will make sure this will happen. So that's why devotees and outsiders, they should be very careful regarding this. Srila Prabhupada once was speaking. He said that during British rule, once there was artificial famine created. You know famine? Where there is no rain, no water, no food growth. So many people were starving because no cultivation. So, but that time there were a lot of food grains and everything available. But they are purposefully kept in the go down just so that people become miserable, people die of hunger and all that. The Britishers were thinking that if we do this, people will become, very upset, angry, hurting, and in that hurt, we'll be able to do what we want. But to their astonishment, even in this situation, the Indians, they were very much positive. They are very much peaceful. Why? Because the Sanatan Dharma trained that in every situation you should remember God. In every situation you should think it is because of my past karma. Today I am not given a food, maybe it is not in my destiny. Today there is some problem, the house, there is floods, it's my destiny. There is fire in my house, it's my destiny. On the contrary, in Los Angeles, people say, we don't remember. But here in any situation, people say, oh God, please help us. Please help us. So that is the situation. Even today in so many villages, every season there is floods happening. And they're prepared. They're prepared, right? Because they know that this is not in our control. So that's why we should be dependent on Krishna. So we see here that how Krishna is helping his devotees, right? Krishna is so kind. So, but today people are not connecting with devotees, people don't know what's happening in life, and people don't know the reality or the philosophy of life, the law of karma, then what is happening is that people are not able to deal with realities. And because of that, people commit suicide. Earlier, earlier when there was no good crops, the farmer were dependent on God. Today, there is some problem and it is not as per their expectation. So many farmers are committing suicide because they're not able to live with this situation or deal with the reality. So again, coming back to this beautiful episode of Srimad Bhagavatam, let's understand the character of Chitraketu Maharaj. How a personality like Chitraketu Maharaj, who is such a great devotee, such a powerful person, he could also, justify, he could also counter curse, but he didn't do it. Why? Because he followed the principle of the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto verse by Brahmaji. What was this verse? Tatenukampam susamikshamano bhunjana evatmatakam vipakam ridvagvapurvir vidadan namaste jiveti yo mukti pade sadai bhak. My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past deeds and offering you respectful obeisances within his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for this, for it has become his rightful claim. So, in all this situation, if a person is not complaining but is grateful, with folded hand is saying that, my dear Lord, thank you. Actually, I deserve more, but still, you're just giving a token of my past karma. And in that situation, if a person is practicing Krishna consciousness, here in Brahmaji is saying he's not eligible. It is his rightful claim. Somebody says ना प्रभु जी ये मैं करूंगा तो पास तो हो जाऊंगा ना अरे पास नहीं टॉप करेगा right. So that is the situation here. We see how a devotee is always thinking and depending on Krishna. The same example is there in the episode of the Srimad Bhagavatam of a great devotee called Parikshit Maharaj. Same Parikshit Maharaj traveling in the forest. What happened? He was extremely thirsty. Extremely thirsty. He was thinking that if I don't drink water, I'll die. And in that situation, he comes to a hermitage of Shamik Rishi. And Shamik Rishi is in trance, not hearing anything, not speaking anything. And he's asking, give me water, give me water. And he's not responding. In great despondency, he just puts a dead snake on him. And this person, he's not affected, but his son becomes offended. Because his other friend said, hey, did you see? Your father was humiliated. And he could not take the insult and he curses him. And in that curse, he curses Parikshit Maharaj to die in 7 days with a bite of a snake, Takshaka. Right? But as soon as he came to know about the curse of his son Shringi, he did not retaliate. He did not say, oh, I am the king. I punished, personified Kali. Who is this Brahman? Who is this small boy? He did not cut. He considered this as a desire of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why the Bhagavatam says this beautiful verse. Tiriskrita vipralabdha shapta shipta hatapi nasya tat pratikurvanti tad bhakta prabhopihi. The devotees of the Lord are so forbearing that even though they are defamed, cheated, cursed and disturbed, neglected or even killed, they are never inclined to avenge themselves. So this is the situation. This is a devotee. Even if he is tiraskrita, even if he is, defamed, cheated, cursed, disturbed, neglected, or even killed. My God. Even killed. He will never take revenge. What a standard of Vaishnavas. Another verse of the Bhagavatam says, प्रयासा साधवो लोके परे द्वंद्वेषु योजितः न व्यतन्ति न हर्षति यथा आत्म गुणाश्रयः. Generally, transcendentalists, they are not so much into this dualities of material world, distress and pain, or happiness or distress, because they are equipoised, because they are transcendented the situation. So that is the story of Parikshit Maharaj. And Parikshit Maharaj immediately left on the Ganges and met Shukadev Goswami, and rest is the history. If Parikshit Maharaj would have not gone on the bank of the Ganges, would we hear the nectar of the Srimad Bhagavatam? And Krishna appeared through the Bhagavatam. And then Krishna blessed Parikshit Maharaj. And that is the absorption of Parikshit Maharaj, that before the Takshaka come and bit him, he delivered himself. One more beautiful pastime I heard many, many years ago was one great devotee of Sri Sampradaya. His name was Parashara Bhatta. I think uh, he was son of Kuresh, the disciple of Ramanujacharya. So this Parashara Bhatta, a great, great devotee of the Lord, and he was such a great devotee that when he was born, his cradle was kept in the altar of, uh, near the altar of Lord Ranganath. That was how much the Lord loved him. And later on, he became a great devotee. So, as you know, once when a person becomes the great devotee, sometimes there are people who are envious, who cannot tolerate. So, one envious person, he was, blaspheming him in front of everybody in the temple, in front of the Lord. Just imagine somebody comes and blasphemes you. Hey, you are good for nothing. You are a cheater. You are a womanizer. You are this. You are that. Everything is completely, you know, bogus. Now, this devotee, rather than retaliating, you know what he did? He went in front of Lord Ranganath and he told to the devotees and all to the Lord, my dear Lord Ranganath, every day I come in front of you and tell you, I am so fallen, I am so degraded, I am such a useless fellow. You don't believe me. Today I have a proof. Today I have a proof that he is telling me that I have so many qualities. I once again tell you, my dear Lord, please, please deliver me. Please pray for me. Please bless me. Can you imagine? Great saints of Vrindavan, they say uh, if somebody criticizes you, somebody blasphemes you, they are actually helping you to reduce your karma. They are helping you to do your purification. Of course, it's a very, very extraordinary stage. But we see how it is important. The last example is of Vasudev Datta. Now, this is the epitome of Vaishnava, where he is ready to suffer and take Bifal's karma so that others can be liberated. That is the greatness of Vaishnavas. And the purport here we see Prabhupada is saying a devotee is beyond karmic reactions. One place in the Gita we say that everybody has to do the karma and he gets a reaction. Then we discussed about a karma, you do your duty and you beyond. But then Krishna also says a devotee is beyond karmic reaction because he's only doing for Krishna, he doesn't have karma. And he just do his duty, but Krishna takes care of his life, right? Prabhupada quotes in the purport is verse of Brahma Samhita, Yastva Indra Gopam Athavendra Ahoswa Karma Bandhanurupa Phala Bhajana Atanoti Karmani Nirdahati Bintu Cha Bhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Karmad Nirhati the Kintu the Bhakti Bhajam. He is saying that Lord Govinda who burns all the karma of his devotees. That is the power of Krishna. He can burn the karma, right, immediately. And many devotees, we see so-called pure devotees, even in our ISKCON movement. Externally, we see they have so many difficulties, so many health issues, but still they are practicing Krishna consciousness, they are preaching, they are serving. But Krishna is teaching us that even in that situation, they are performing, they are setting an example how a devotee is there, how a devotee deals in this situation. Right? And then we have another verse Srila Prabhupada quotes in the Gita, Mam cha yo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samitityetan brahma bhuyaya kartate. Those who serve me with unalloyed devotion and rise above the three modes of material nature come to the level of Brahman. Sagunan samathiyetan. The devotees, they cross the modes of three modes. And then we have the famous series of verses in the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam that when one practices Krishna consciousness, anartha nivritti begins. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nishtiki. That as soon as he starts Harikatha, hearing the Bhagavatam, all the abhadras goes. And vidyate hridaye granthis chidyante sarva samshaya shiyante chasya karmani drishta evatma nishvara. Shiyante yasya karma chasya karmani. All these karmas are cut into pieces. The chains of fructive reactions are terminated. And that is what Krishna is doing. So that is how Krishna protect his devotees. And that's why in the famous verse of the Gita, Krishna says, Shipram bhavati dharmatma shatvat shanti richati kaunteya pratijanati name bhakta pranashati. That is the glory of Krishna and his devotees. So it's 9 o'clock. I once again like to thank you and thank the devotees for allowing me to speak something for my purification and the glorification of the Lord. Thank you once again. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? Thank you very much. Rantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol.